Yes, a massive patch just went live, and every single class has been updated. This is insane. We've got a ton of nerfs and some buffs in here, but yes, grab a tissue because you might be crying by the end of this. No, but for real, there are definitely some necessary nerfs in this. So let's go straight into the blog post right now, shall we? So, to start off, we're going to have an explanation from the team as to why they have done these changes. Then we're going to get into the class changes. But I am going to include a video guide in the description below, so you can skip ahead to the class that you are most curious about. Let's get into this right now. First and foremost, starting out with this right here. It goes on to say this: Hello, Wanderer. We've made some balance adjustments to classes and want to provide our reasoning behind them. Overall, we're quite happy with the performance of our classes, but we know there's always room for improvement. Our goal behind these changes is to create a better, balanced, and enjoyable experience across the board. Our updates fall into three categories. While we want players to both feel and be truly powerful, some class builds and synergies are outside of our bounds for what is reasonable for health of the game. So we are reducing their effectiveness. As an example, we generally want to avoid creating situations where players can survive unreasonably high amounts of damage for long periods of time, because it too greatly warps our vision for how combat should be in Diablo 4. Furthermore, they say some skills and builds are not as effective as we would like, so we're pushing out some buffs to increase their strength. Paragon glyphs are currently providing too much player power, so we're reducing their overall effectiveness. Now it says an ideal we have carried throughout the development and will uphold is that class balance is a journey, not a destination. We want more class builds to be fun, powerful, and competitive within reason. Thank you for all supporting us, and we'll see you in Sanctuary. Now we're going to nerf the hell out of your favorite class. No, just kidding. Let's get to see what they did to the classes, starting with my go-to class right now, Barbarian. Check it out. It says this: Barbarian skill changes. Challenging shout has changed. Damage reduction gained from skill ranks reduced from 4% to 2%. Now, legendary aspect changes says this: Bold Chieftain's aspect cooldown reduction per nearby enemy reduced from 2.7 5.5 seconds roughly to 1 to 1.9 seconds, and then maximum cooldown reduction from 12 to 6 seconds right there. So also for the aspect of Dire Whirlwind, increased critical strike chance per second reduced from 5 to 10% to 3 to 8%. Maximum critical strike chance bonus reduced from 20 to 40% to 9 to 24%. They've definitely made some changes to the Whirlwind build for your Barbarian, so let me know if some of you are right now like, no, or if you're kind of happy to approach the game in a different manner. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have to say, but I think this also might elevate other, opportunities within the Barbarian up, so you have a chance to try different things in the future and not feel so bad about trying a bleed build, for example. The Whirlwind build has been like universally just the absolute go-to build for Barbarian. But yeah, let's keep going right now. So we have Gore's Devastating Grips. Explosion damage gained from Whirlwind reduced from 50 to 70% to 16 to 26%. Damage against wreckable objects no longer increases explosion damage. Furthermore, explosion damage is only increased by the first 100 hits of Whirlwind. But what about our boy the Druid? Let's check it out. It says skill changes. Pulverize, lucky hit chance reduced from 33% to 25%. That's another nerf. Lightning Storm, damage increased from 32% to 40%. So what do you know? We've got an actual buff right there. Grizzly Rage, damage bonus increased from 5.10 to 15% to 6.12 and 18%. So guess what? Another buff for the Druid. Now moving on, we have Obsidian Slam. Kills required for bonus increased from 10 to 20. Calm Before the Storm, lucky hit chance reduced from 15% to 10%. What about passive changes? Electric Shock says damage bonus increased from 5.10 to 15% to 6, 12, and 18% respectively. Now that means that we've got a buff right there. Legendary aspect changes says Shockwave aspect, damage reduced from 90 to 130% to 60 to 100%. What about Crash Stone aspect? Critical strike damage reduced from 40 to 50% to 30 to 40% right there. Another nerf. Lightning Dancer's aspect says this: flat damage increased from 0.5 to 0.6 to 0.7 to 0.8. So there you have that. So yeah, a combination of things going on with the Druids. Let me know what you guys think, if you think it's an opportunity once again to experiment in the future, or if you're totally bummed right now. What about the Necromancer? Skill changes. Bloodlands. Damage increased from 67.5% to 80%. That's actually a pretty good buff right there. Army of the Dead. Damage increased from 30% to 45%. Cooldown reduced 90 to 70 seconds right there. You could tell that, of course, the Necromancer, as you guys know, is Rod Ferguson's favorite class. He's like, give my Necromancer some love. Because on polls right now, from what I have seen, Necromancer has by far been one of the least popular, but maybe that'll change here in the future. But what about Blood Wave? So it says damage increased from 90% to 120%. That's another buff. What about passive changes? Shadow Blight says damage increased from 20% to 22%. Grim Harvest essence gained reduced from 369 to 246. Serration says critical strike chance reduced from 5-1, 1.5 to 3, 6, and 9%. Death's Defense. Maximum minion life lost in a single damage instance reduced from 75, 60, 45% to 60, 45, and 30% respectively. Class specialization says this. Raise Skeleton. Skeleton Warrior attack damage increased by 10%. Nice. Golem attack damage increased by 10%. So some cool stuff going on for the minions. Blood Golem says Blood Golem life drain damage increase from 40% to 90%. Blood Golem life drain healing from enemies hit increase from 4 to 5%. So some nice stuff going on with the Golem overall. Iron Golem says Iron Golem slam damage increase from 25%, whoa, to 175%. That's definitely a game changer right there. The Iron Golem shockwave damage increased from 30 to 40%. So I imagine you're going to want to try out the Iron Golem in the future, perhaps. Now, with the Necromancer Paragon board changes, we have Hulking Monstrosity. Golem life and damage bonus increase from 30 to 40% life. The Cult Leader says damage bonus increase from 10 to 15%. Some nice buffs overall. But yeah, let's check out what's going on with the Rogue. Oh boy, skill changes, Twisting Blades. What did you do, Blizzard? Advanced Twisting Blades cooldown reduction per enemy hit reduced from 0.25 to 0.1 seconds. Advanced Twisting Blades maximum cooldown reduction reduced from 3 to 2 seconds. But what about Rapid Fire? Says damage increased from 24% to 30%. Dark Shroud says damage reduction per shadow gained from skill ranks reduced from 0.8% to 0.4%. Dash says enhanced dash critical strike damage bonus from 20% to 15%. Caltrop says this right here, damage increased from 30% to 40%. So we got some nice stuff going on there. Passive changes, concussive. Critical strike chance reduced from 5, 10 to 15% to, of course, 4, 8, and 12% respectively. That is going to be a nerf. Legendary effects changes, repeating maximum minion life lost in a single damage instance reduced from 75, 60 to 45% to 60, 45, and 30% respectively right there. Now, what about the Sorcerer? Let's talk about it. Skill changes. Arc Lash. Lucky hit chance reduced from 30% to 14%. Whoa, that's nearly halved. Wow. Now, Glinting Arc Lash. Cooldown reduction reduced from 0.25 to 0.15 right there. So, yeah. Teleport says Shimmering Teleport's damage reduction duration reduced from 5 to 3 seconds. Now, Legendary effects changes aspect of control. Bonus damage reduced from 30 to 40% to 25 to 35%. Definitely some nerfs going on here. What about miscellaneous class changes? So, let's talk about the Druid Companions and Necromancer minions. Maximum damage over time taken per damage instance reduced from 2% to 1% of maximum life. Paragon board changes says rare nodes, player attack speed nodes reduced by 50%. Whoa. Glyphs, all glyph bonus scaling has been reduced by 34% except for the following. Critical strike damage glyph bonuses reduced by 66%. Vulnerable glyph bonuses reduced by 66%. Glyphs bonus to rare nodes reduced by 50%. Glyphs bonus to magic nodes reduced by 40%. And glyphs bonus to cold, fire, lightning, non-physical, physical nodes reduced by a whopping 62%. That's definitely going to change up the way you experience the end game for sure. What about monster changes? Significantly reduce the spawn rate of treasure goblins within PvP zones. So yes, they're changing up that in the PvP zones. Bug fixes. Fix the name For the light bearer mount, the go to shop button from the wardrobe will now properly open the shop, fix an issue where if the sorcerer uses deep freeze and is affected by another effect that would freeze them, it caused them to be permanently stunned, miscellaneous stability, and crash fixes. So yeah, then there was a previous patch here, of course, where they fixed issues where players using high-speed SSDs would experience game freezes upon startup. This is on PC, and then various issues that were causing crashes have also been fixed on the PC side of things. Yeah, so let me know what you think of all of the changes. One thing that I do like, since I am playing Barbarian, is they are making other options within the Barbarian more viable. It was always in the back of my mind, I'm not playing Whirlwind, I'm not playing Whirlwind Barbarian. I don't want to be forced into playing one particular way in a class. That's just my opinion. And it seems like Blizzard knows this, and that's why they have to do these adjustments with the classes. But yeah, some of you might be furious, some of you might be happy. Kind of curious about your take on this one, if they really messed up your favorite class or not. But you know what time it is? It is time for your top comments from my most previous video, which was this one right here, Diablo 4. I was not expecting this news today. They disabled this new dev updates and more. Yeah, they had to disable an entire quest because it was causing so much issues. I'll let you guys know when that quest is actually back, but if you want to see that video, check it out. It has tons of stuff in it. But yeah, let's get into your top comments, shall we? So, Akuya15 says, don't worry, you'll find treasure goblins all the time once you reach tier 3 through tier 4 while exploring. By the way, I got that mount armor, but didn't notice it was dropped by a loot goblin. LOL. Yeah, so the more you know, it is very possible for loot goblins to drop some cool mount armor and cosmetics. Next up, we have this one. Great stuff as usual. Love your channel and appreciate all the hard work you put into it. I am up right now, early in the morning, getting this news out to you guys. So I really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. So Sam Hickman says, I've had around 10 to 15 loot goblins still tier 1, and I'm level 44. I actually got one of the horse cosmetics, but didn't notice, and luckily, it ended up being in my stash as a lost item. Fantastic feature, which I love. Great work as always. Yes, that feature is life-saving. I love it. The Summer says, I'd like to see more keybind options. Having 6 keybinds just isn't enough, especially when necro summons have to have summon skeleton and summon golem readily available. Yeah, you know, I agree. It would be cool if they could expand upon this. Will they do that? Probably not. I seriously doubt that they wouldn't want to mess with what they've built in terms of the gameplay flow. They want you to make tough choices, it seems, with some of this stuff. But I totally get it. I remember I felt the exact same way about the Necromancer. All right, so Token, the gamer says, it did take me a while before I ran into a treasure goblin, but I did have an instance where I ran into 2 back-to-back and got lucky enough to get 3 legendaries out of it. Nice. Love the information, content, and look forward to more in the future. I have you guys covered. Do not worry. All right, so that's it. I am having an absolute blast with this one, so I'm going to be hopping back into Diablo 4. You better believe it. Working my Barbarian up. I'm playing on World Tier 2. I'm taking my time. I'm just enjoying the story and experiencing the actual world. Man, it is just so refreshing to be covering a game that has seen so much success, to see that a team that is so overwhelmingly responsive to their own community and so respectful. Well, hopefully you guys feel the same way after today's patch. We will see what happens there. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.